वेलकम बॅक. अमर नावाचा तरुण अमेरिकेतून आज आपल्या लाईव्ह साठी जॉईन होणार आहे. आय होप माझा आवाज आता येतोय सगळ्यांना. देयर वॉज सम एरर. आय हॅड टू कट द अर्लियर इंस्टाग्राम लाईव्ह. हॅलो राजू, कॅन यू हिअर मी? एम आय ऑडिबल? Yeah, thank you. So, Dante, can you please send the request once again? I lost the... Okay. Yeah. Please send the request again. Okay.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, yes, morning. What time it is? 7:30?
It's 8 o'clock here, 8 in the morning here.
Okay, so I did not disturb you.
No, not at all.
Okay, welcome to my show. This is I call this lockdown gappa conversation because we are in lockdown in India, in Maharashtra. I thought let's start the conversation. We have lot of stuff to discuss, and this is a cool way. Go on IGTV, Instagram Live, and talk serious topic with some fun and in light mode. So, Dante, I want to congratulate you for your success
Thank
in
you.
last 2 years. Let me introduce you once again. You are a figure, a hero to children and to American citizens. I hope you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Yeah, so you started this Squad for Change movement in America 2 years back, if I remember correctly. Your first post was somewhere around September 2018, right? And then
That's right.
the picture went viral. I remember briefly talking to you and covering your story in one of the Marathi newspaper in Maharashtra, and that time you
Right.
explain why did you feel that this is important topic, this is gender sensitivity, and why fathers should demand and start this campaign demanding changing tables in washroom.
Right.
So I want to go back to that very famous picture of you with your third child, and tell our audience, because I am not sure if all my followers are aware about what you are doing, what you are up to, and what are you trying to achieve there.
Right. So it started. Thank you again for first off having me on the Mumbai Mirror. It's just mind blowing to have a campaign reach across the seas. And now we
Yes,
have friends in India, Africa, Australia. So the movement of Squad for Change really has changed my life, where I can now expand my reach to family and friends across the world. Um, Squad for Change started 2 years ago as just an ordinary family day. We went out to a restaurant and we realized that there wasn't a changing table in a restaurant. It wasn't like I was angry or upset. It was one of those things where I'm just a dad just trying to figure out how to change my son's diaper the best way possible. So
correct.
my oldest son Isaiah, he took a picture of me changing the baby boy, and about 2 weeks later, we posted that on Instagram, and it went globally viral. Celebrities, politicians, different major brands started reaching out to us saying, you know what, you have, struck a nerve around the world. You are showing the differences between what moms and dads are supposed to be doing, and you are trying to bridge that gap to say mom and dad are both equal when it comes to parenthood, and that's what we're doing.
Correct.
So over the last 2 years, we have been featured on CNN, Fox,
Oh,
art, different outlets in India, different outlets in Australia, Brazil. It's been really a world changing event, and Squad for Change has did a lot of we have a lot of record results, and we're still growing to this day. We was featured on Netflix about 2 weeks ago, so it's one
yes,
of those things
and big,
where
big congratulations for it.
thank
I
you.
heard your full emotional speech after that video. You almost cried there, talking about how great it is you
Right.
being featured on Netflix. So, just tell us about this experience, what
The
it
experience
means to you.
Right. So the experience is really great, and I mean I don't think words can really explain how it feels to be in the position I am now to lead a global movement. Um, just growing up, a lot of things I fell short a lot of times in life. I had a lack of resources, and I didn't think
Huh.
when I became a parent myself that I would be the best dad I could be for my boys. And to
Yes.
be one of the leading faces for Squad for Change and to have three sons look at me as like a hero, I think that's where I'm most proud to have three sons look at me like, my dad is changing the world. And that's why I get teary eyed or I get emotional talking about Squad for Change because I have a 13-year-old, I have an 8-year-old, and now the baby is 3 now, and all three boys are
Yeah.
seeing the effects that we are doing together as a family and not just individually.
Yes. So tell us about this Netflix, though it is snippet and you got this
Right.
platform, how important it is for you and how it has changed your, I don't know, how it has changed people's perspective
Right.
about your campaign.
So I think so the show is called Black AF. I don't think I can
Yeah.
cuss right now because the AF means some other words. But it's a Netflix show that Netflix reached out to me asking me if they can show my viral photo in their video. And it just
Ji.
speaks about being a father, but also being a black father. You know what I mean? I think we have a lot of
Yeah.
stereotypes when it comes to a minority dad. We have a lot of
No, I can hear you.
All right, there
Dante,
we
you are
go.
very much audible. I was into it.
So just to have a platform highlight not only me being a father, but also showing
Yeah.
that I'm a minority father, it means a lot. You know what I mean? Because it's
Ji.
showing every level who I am as a person. We just don't want
Hmm.
to push past the fact that I'm a father. I am a black father, alive and well today in America, and I'm proud of that. So to have
Hmm.
that platform on Netflix show all layers of who I am,
Hmm.
again, it's mind blowing, and just to show those clips of my boys and say, this is who we are. I know the world may think of us in this context, but don't believe it because we're much greater, we're much stronger, and we're much powerful than what the world draws up for us.
Yes, Dante and Zindabad, like we support you. We call Zindabad
Thank
when we
you.
support each other. So I'll say that for sure. I want to come back to your movement, what you want to achieve. But before going to there, I want to ask you one simple question.
Yep.
Now we are talking as a Squad for Change guy and you are a hero. But before that, you were a simple man who was out looking for a partner, who had
Right.
son. So just go back, flashback, and tell us about your personal life little bit. 2 years back when we spoke, you were looking for a job at that time,
I
if I remember
was.
correctly. You were
Yes.
working as a teacher. So did you get any job? Are you still looking out for a job? How is your personal life, family
So,
life?
so when I first started, I was a teacher, and things have transpired that where I was looking for a job. I lost employment, and the last 2 years has been really. I couldn't ask for anything to come out any better than what has happened. I
Okay.
thought I needed a job, I needed the finances, but Squad for Change took off that much where we didn't lack a dollar when it came to our household. It has been really providing everything it needs for us.
Great.
I do work full time, so I have a full time job, but I also push Squad for Change simultaneously. Um, so,
Okay.
it, but my life over the last 2 years has been mind blowing. And like it's just like you said, I was an ordinary guy, just a husband, a father. I'm still a husband and a father, and that won't change ever. But it's just how
Yes.
do we add value to our family so we can build and grow, so we won't have to be how I was 2 years ago, struggling to find those resources to take care of my family.
Okay. Yes. And how did you meet your wife? Is she supportive in all this movement?
So
I read somewhere that how she was enjoying her food when you were looking out for these changing tables, recording videos.
right, so she always so her thing is my the biggest thing as a husband is I want her to relax and just enjoy what she has in front of her. You know what I mean? She doesn't have to worry about changing diapers, and she doesn't have to worry about doing the things I guess deemed for moms or women. Like we do everything on an equal partnership. So her support is amazing. It's 100%. I could ask for no more support from her. She does exactly what she's needed to do in this relationship with Squad for Change. Um, and it's just been. I think if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be where I am today. It was her
Correct.
encouragement, her words, her push to got me to where I
Yes.
am today. So I really Squad for Change, she doesn't get enough credit, but Squad for Change should have my wife's face on it, but it doesn't. But she is a big part of Squad for Change and where we are today.
Dante, I cannot pronounce her name correctly because it's a bit difficult for me. Can you tell her name again?
Her name is Lakeisha.
Lakisha, yes, I forgot her name. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Now coming back to your favorite project, how many people are involved? Like, do you have a team? Because you and your wife used to handle all the work, social media,
Right.
2 years back. Are you still, both of you are handling everything, or is there?
So we have an addition. We have addition. So we have maybe one or two people that's helping us
That's it?
now. Not too many people. Because I think it may be my fault. I have a hard time letting go and giving people
Hmm.
those roles. So I try to do a lot of myself, and it's been working. But I know in the weeks to come or the months to come, I may have to step back and start getting a bigger team so we can get more stuff accomplished around the world.
Okay, so Dante, coming to the main point, tell our viewers in detail about what is Squad for Change, and how you are gaining support, and what impact have you made in last 2 years in the system, in real system, not just for your individual case, but
Right,
as a
right, right.
whole.
So
Correct.
Swap for Change is a nonprofit organization that we, push and drive to get changing tables in public restrooms across the world. And that's who we are. Our main focus is to get those changing tables in restrooms. What have we accomplished? We accomplished a lot. Like I said, some
Yes.
politicians and some governors and senators have reached out to me over the last 2 years and passed laws. So New York City here in the States have now passed law to put changing tables in restrooms. Baltimore City here in the States, Tampa City in Florida. The country Russia has been putting changing tables in some of their museums. So it's
Really?
also the country in Canada of Canada have started putting changing tables in their restrooms. So it's one of those things that's still growing, and a lot of people still don't know what Squat for Change is. But that's why I'm here to keep pushing that story and that mission. Um, you also asked who else has been helping.
Yes.
The
So Dante,
Pampers
I'll
brand.
interrupt here. Yes, I'll interrupt here. Just tell us, can you show it? What is it, Squat for Change? Like, physically, how did you sit in that position very first time when there was no changing table, and
You
how difficult it was to do everything on your own?
oh my
Can
gosh,
you show us?
you want me to show you now? Let me see if I can
Yes.
let me see if I can get a
Yeah.
wall real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So meanwhile, you can talk. Continue talking.
So this is I guess you can see it. Matter of fact,
Yes.
let's
Yes,
do it
I can
this
see
way.
you.
Let's do it that way. We're gonna do it like that. Let me get someone prop it up. Can you
Yeah.
see that?
Yes.
Oh, that's not gonna work.
It's going to fall.
It's gonna fall. Yeah. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure this part out. But
Yes,
I'm
yes,
gonna
you.
continue to
But you
talk.
can talk. Meanwhile.
Yeah, we have to get in a squat position against the wall. I'm gonna try to do it this way. And kind of like squat, like that, against the wall, right?
Yes.
And I'm hurting now. So it really hurts. But just that squat against the wall and to change your son's diaper or your daughter's diaper in a squat position, and it's a lot, it's time consuming. And that's why I think it's really important for these restaurants, these establishments, these buildings to put these tables in so it can get the resources the parents they need to make it an easier change for the parents. But I think it's also deeper than just installing changing tables in restrooms. It's about the message that you're sending your individuals, your customers coming into your establishment. If I walk into your restaurant and you claim to be family friendly, you should have these
Hmm.
resources when it comes to be deemed a
Correct.
family friendly restaurant. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Crayons and coloring books at the front desk doesn't mean family friendly. That means the crayons. That means the coloring books. It means kid friendly food, but it also means changing tables in your restrooms, and that's what we're fighting for.
Okay. Uh, I thought you're showing me something. My next question was, how did other fathers respond to your movement? What
Oh,
kind of pictures? What kind of pictures did you get?
I've been no, so the response from fathers has been amazing. I mean, getting responses from fathers, I mean, across the world, from South Africa, West Gambia, India, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Canada, Mexico. It's been everywhere. But fathers have been sending me pictures of them squatting in restrooms with their babies in protest of the lack
Oh,
of changing tables in restrooms. So if you go into Squat for Change or even my individual page on 3boys_1 goal, you will see a ton of moms and dads squatting in protest due to the lack of changing tables in restrooms.
yes. But when you started this thing, people said that your wife is lazy. It's a
Yeah.
duty towards her children, and she should do it. Yeah, and they called you. You're doing some stunt over there. So how
Right.
did you take that criticism?
So the thing is, well, I was raised right off. My mom and dad taught me a lot because you always have naysayers. You always have those people who try to criticize you. So when we got the things like he's doing this for attention. He's complaining his wife is lazy. She doesn't help him as a wife, or she's not a great mom. We really just turn our air and just focus on the positive things. I mean, we can we
Hmm.
can we can worry about the negatives all day, but when you have people like John Legend and you have people from India and different countries reaching out to you saying, wow, you guys are doing a great job, we focus on those positive accolades and just continue to push forward, because you can say whatever you want, but my wife and I, we both know we aren't lazy. We both know we're a great parent, so we can't have anyone else trying to defect or try to distract us from our main goal, and that's being husband and wife first, and then being parents to our children.
Yes. So, what is your next project? Like, how big? I don't think so. You are going to quit this movement just because senators approached you or you have been featured on Netflix. So, what is your future plan to take this? How to make this political? Because unless you make this campaign political,
Right.
it will not reflect in policy and implementation. Right?
Right.
It may be in America, it may be in India. Everywhere you have to send a political message. So,
Right.
what is your plan on that?
So our plan on that just is just to really keep pushing, keep talking. I think why Squad for Change has grown so much because people hear the passion and they get inspired by who I am as a person. So I think I really
Hmm.
have to Squad for Change. We're really trying to get to a point where I can start touching down in each country and speaking to those individual people, so they can see me face to face and see the countries to really push the motion, push the movement, and say, we are here, we are serious, and we need to have change happen today. So that's what's next for us. We also have our TED Talk coming up. So I think TED
Yes.
Talk will be a great
Wow.
platform to speak about what
Yes.
we're doing. So
Great.
politicians and political people around the world will hear this message and want to contact me so we can get stuff done in their own communities, in their own countries.
Correct. And I saw your some videos where you have been recording these videos, five boys with hashtag five boys.
Three
So
boys
what is,
underscore one goal.
sorry?
You said three boys.
No, no, the new with you went to some restaurant with your son and did something. So what are you?
Uh, yes, yes, yes. So that's just something my son and I do. We vlog and we go to different restaurants around the city and just show the lack of changing tables in these restaurants, so we can show that we aren't just complaining. We aren't making this up. That there are restaurants still out there that are lacking this resource. So my oldest son and I, we created a vlog and we just go out and just show the world we are still lacking. We need more work to be done in our own community.
So how many restaurants you have been and have covered, like verified if they have these changing tables for men or not?
So we have been to a lot of restaurants. I would say that maybe 70% of restaurants do not, they currently still not have, they don't have changing tables. So we have a lot of
Oh,
work to be done. So if someone says, squat for change, we have a message and we can accomplish our message, that will be a lie. We still have a lot of work to be done, and that's why squat for change is still relevant to this day because we still have a ton of work to get done.
yes. So I wanted to come back to this basic point. In America, in India, raising a child is mainly all the work is done by women. How is it in America? Do men regularly change diapers? Because I have never visited Florida or your country. So do men, participate in all these activities, or when
Now
it
we
comes to
are.
changing diaper, doing stuff, cleaning and all?
So I'm gonna say this. So I think back in the day, not quite as often. I think it was always one of those things where it was a mom's job, or dads did it at a lesser rate. But now today, it's like dads are on an up and rise. It's like dads are fighting to want to change the diaper. We're fighting to, do our daughter's hair and go to the park with our children. I think this is our time, and that's why I think Squad for Change is so important and so relevant because I'm showing the face of what a dad looks like in America today. Like we are wanting to be active with our children, and we aren't going anywhere. Not putting moms down because moms are our equal counterparts, but dads, we
Yes.
are wanting to do way more now than what we were doing 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, great. You're a real feminist, I must say. And I wanted to ask you about this Dad Summit. What is it like? The event which you are going to talk there, or I don't know. You gave a speech already. Maybe I
Yes.
missed it.
So
So
I've
what is it?
spoken.
Explain it in detail because we don't have Dad Summit or, for that matter, Moms Summit in India or in Mumbai. Maybe we can come up with this idea later after few years. So
Yeah, so Dad 2.0 is a dad summit that happened. I spoke already in DC about a month or two ago, and it's just getting dads together and it's teaching us how to be better brand, how to build our brand, how to be better social influencer. But how do we do those things, but also be great fathers to our children? And I mean, it's a lot of dads and
really?
it's a ton of dads, and we just bond
Oh,
together. It's nothing like the power of getting dads together and encouraging each other and trying to build each other to be better parents for our children. So Dad 2.0, I think, is a must in every country, and
great.
Dad 2.0 was really doing everything out there, and I was so honored to be a part of that organization and actually be a keynote speaker for their event. So I'm really proud of that accomplishment as well.
Okay. And how many brands have you associated with now? Some diapers brand, I guess you have started something on that front
Yes.
also.
So
So
we
tell
have
us about it.
a year ago I was home watching sports on TV and a commercial came on, a Pampers commercial. So I reached out to
Hmm.
him and we started speaking and we worked out our conversation. And we have a partnership with Pampers now. So the partnership was pretty much over the next 2 years. Pampers and I will put in 5,000 changing tables and public restrooms
Wow.
in Canada and America over the next 2 years. So we have been
Great.
doing our due diligence. So another year left, and we'll be putting more changing tables in those restrooms. And like I said, it's just one of those things where a brand like Pampers heard our cry, heard our mission, and stood behind it. And then we're pushing the same initiative of getting these changing tables in restrooms. So, kudos to Pampers for, hearing me out and wanting to partner with Squat for Change to, make more change in our world.
Yes, surely, and I would invite you with your brand and Pampers to India, to Mumbai one day, and
I will.
yeah, yeah, and let us know in advance so that we can cover it. This beautiful event, we are waiting to cover this. So we have this talk that our priorities of today's fight are different. Why are we fighting to get these changing tables in men washroom for children? This can be done anywhere, and
I know you cut off. I didn't hear the last thing you said.
Sorry. No, so people are saying these are not the priorities. Having changing tables, diaper changing tables in restaurant or in
Right.
washroom for children in main washroom is not our today's priority. So how would you address, or how what is your response to this argument?
It's much of a priority. I think it's one of the things we have to start focusing on. And we have infant babies, 3 month, 4 month, 5 month year old babies, and we're putting our babies on nasty bathroom floors. That's not a priority. I think that is much of a something we have to. It's a much needed conversation. You know, it's if you are a business owner and you're expecting me to pay $50 or $100 in your restaurant to eat food, this is something I'm requiring back as a buyer. I need your
Hmm.
food, but I also need changing tables in your restroom so my baby can be comfortable just as well as I am sitting in your comfortable seats in your restaurant. So changing tables are a priority when it comes to a business owner. It's something we have to start talking about. And again, we go back to the naysayers. They will say this is not something we have to worry about. But this is when I come in and say this is something we have to talk about, and I will keep coming to your face until we figure out to get this problem resolved. So it is a priority when it comes to the lack of resources in public restrooms.
Okay, which is the one most sensitive picture which has stuck with you, which has come from father in this whole campaign?
So the
Which
most,
country or maybe?
which one stuck with me the most, I would have to say a young kid from West Gambia in Africa. He
Huh.
reached out to me and told me he doesn't even have toilets, but he was staying behind my campaign to support the lack of changing tables. So I think that's the one picture that stuck with me for the last 2 years. A young kid about 16, 17, he has to walk about 3 or 4 miles to find food. And he said, we don't have toilets. We use whatever we have out in our back of our houses. And he said, it came across my phone, and I just love the positivity that you have, and I support Squad for Change. So I think that's the one conversation, the one picture that stuck with me the most.
Yes. So in India also, though the government claims that India or Mumbai is OD free, open defecation free, but we disagree with the government. We keep reporting about how people are still struggling to find good public toilets.
Right,
Forget about restaurant, because we have this disparity in society, and so many poor people, even middle class people, they have to stand in queue for hours
right,
to get access to safe uh, toilet. So that is the reality we are staying in.
right.
Thank you very much, Dante. But now I want to ask you about lockdown and your experience. In India, we are in complete lockdown. We cannot go out unless we want to buy essentials. I can see you are out there and there is beautiful scenery behind you. So where are you and what is the condition? Like,
Yeah, so the
is
lockdown, so it's pretty much the same. We are, we can't go out unless we have to get those essentials. I'm actually sitting behind my house right now, so I'm not far at
okay.
all. So I'm still on
It's a
lockdown.
beautiful place.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's just I think our state has started to open up some shops here and there. So I think we're about to start reopening. But for the most part, I think it's been a global thing. It's a pandemic. So I think we are experiencing the same thing. Lockdown in the house. We can't go out unless you need the essentials. It's a different norm, and we're still trying to get used to it. But I think we have to look at the silver lining in some of these things. I think it's bad what's happening, but it gave my
Yes.
family much time to spend more time together in a sense. And I think that's the silver lining in this whole pandemic is, my wife and I, we are so busy with work. My boys are in school all day. But for us to be in a house together and learning each other and spending time together, family games and family dinners, I think this is the most important thing that I received back through this pandemic. And and I have to say that, yeah. So it's been rough, but it's been exciting at the same time to have my family with me through this pandemic. So we actually going through the struggle together.
Great. Tell us more about your relation with your eldest son. So
Oh man.
I was listening to some of your conversations. No, you have to tell us how it has changed in last 2 years, because he is part of your campaign. He comes with you. He
Yeah.
he records video. Hello.
There we go.
Yes, yes,
Yes, I'm
sorry.
here. So yeah, so
So,
Isaiah, go ahead. So Isaiah, he was 11 at the time when he took the picture. He's 13 now. He's about to go to high school, which is it's kind of crazy to me. I have a high school student in the next couple months, but he's getting older, and he's more excited about what's going on because he actually understands more what we're doing. So
yes.
that's my partner. If anyone said, who's your assistant after your wife, hands down will be my oldest son. Like he knows the mission, he knows what's expected of it, and he goes to attack it. He's the one who actually points out the lack of resources in bathrooms before I even see it. So he's like my young advocate. He's going to be the person who leads Squad for Change when I can't no more. I know for a fact, and our
Oh,
relationship has grown that much more because I can't explain our relationship. We're funny, we're goofy, we're silly, but when it comes to work, we're serious together. And I can honestly say I love my son Isaiah, and he without him taking that picture, we wouldn't be here. So again, credit has to go to my wife and also my older son Isaiah.
yes. Do you fight with your wife? I mean, so much work together and so much great team we have been listening. Tell us more
Right.
about how do you manage day-to-day work with this work and your job. It's not easy task for sure.
Yeah, I think it's like any relationship. We have our ups and downs, but for the
Yes.
most part, we when we got married, our vows, we said we gonna stick together through it all. So it's basically about sitting down and just having that time management. She's doing her workload. I have my workload, and how do we spend our time together as a family. And it's based off communication. If you are lacking communication, it will be more arguments, it will be more fights. But since we're on the same page, we don't argue as much when it comes to like time management because we have that communication line where we can speak
Okay.
and really know each other and understand, okay, if she needs her 40 hours this week, I have to give her 40 hours because it's important. And we have, and that's we understand each other. So it's been really good with our workloads, but also family time.
Yes. So about your youngest son who was in the picture, does he still needs diaper when you go out, and how do you manage everything? Because
So
you
Leah,
you are famous now. No, you are famous now. So I'm sure that once you when you enter the restaurant, sometimes they may
right,
know you already. They must be identifying you that, oh, you're going to do the video recording inside restaurant washroom.
right. So Liam
Does that
is
happen
he's
a lot?
it does it happens often. They know who I am. Liam is 3. He should be potty trained, but he's not. I
Okay.
just he just doesn't care to even ask go to the restroom. So he's still in Pampers. And when we go to these restaurants, they do know who I am, but it's out of respect though. They say we don't have them, but we are inspired by your campaign, so let's go ahead and get them installed. So it's never like a battle, never an argument. It's always like,
Okay.
we know who you are, we respect who you are, so let's go ahead and get them installed because we're inspired by your movement. So it works in our favor when people know who I am because they love the mission that much. There's nothing you can really argue about. You know what I mean? It's something positive, and we're just fighting
Yes.
for resources. So let's go ahead and do it. So, the baby, yeah, like you said, the baby's in diapers, and he needs to get out. But I'm gonna let him run his course.
Yes, yes. So in this lockdown, you are gifting something very special to pregnant moms.
Right.
Uh, and that is beautiful
Thank you.
campaign. Next campaign, I think you are doing it with your some other partners.
Another
So
partner,
how
yes.
is the project going, and what kind of gifts are you sending, and how are you selecting these moms like pregnant? Do you have any registry? How is this project going?
Yeah, so we have the mission of Swap for Change, and we have to clear it up fast. It's just not for fathers; it's for moms as well. And during this pandemic, we realized that a lot of moms have been canceling their baby showers due to not
Oh,
having, due to us being on lockdown. So a friend of mine and I, that we sat down and said, what can we do to really give back to moms that are lacking resources in this pandemic? So we just are, started reaching out to like smaller brands and friends of ours who had like different baby items they can donate. and we started randomly selecting moms and put them in a drawing pot and draw a name out. And whoever's that winner, we she had a $50 Amazon gift card, some Pampers, coupons, some diaper bags. So we had a whole lot of things that we provided to this mom, and hopefully we can do it again. That was just a one-time experiment, and it really worked out well. So we'll try
Oh,
to see it
okay.
again and see if we can help more moms out today, because I know there are some moms out there who needs the resources, and if I had a platform, I would do whatever it takes to get them the resources they need.
Oh, great, great. I really like that project and that picture
Thank
you
you.
have already put out. While talking in one of the videos, you mentioned that this whole squad for this campaign has brought some anxiety in your life. So, how do you deal with this anxiety or psychological stress
Yeah, so I think the
which comes
anxiety.
with squad for yeah,
Yes,
change?
so it's a lot of it's a lot of stress. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I think everyone's just sees the outside looking in. You see the nice videos, you see me interviewing, but behind closed doors is a ton of work. So the question is, how do I deal with this anxiety? Is again, it's spending that time with family. I think that's the only my three boys, my wife, those four people are the only ones that can really calm me down. So we watch movies. Um, Individually, I write poetry, so I sit down and write sometimes. I started writing my
Wow.
own book, so me writing my book has been really calming me down in a sense. My book should be coming out soon, so look out for that as well. But just taking
Yeah,
time.
congratulations. You are
Thank you,
like
I appreciate it.
on a fire.
Thank you. So just taking in time with family and just giving myself a chance to breathe. That's how I do with anxiety. And it's been working, so I'm gonna continue to do the strategies I have in place to continue to move forward with what we have with Squad for Change.
Okay. Dante, anytime you have plans to join politics and
So
has there
I
any offer? I don't know, maybe.
no offers, but I heard a lot of people have been asking me to join politics because I'm just so passionate about causes. Um,
Yes.
but I'm gonna have to get some time to think about that. That's another stress,
Okay.
or another lane, but maybe sometime in the future. But now I'm just gonna focus on Squad for Change and how to get changing tables in restrooms.
Great. So I wanted to ask you about your parents. You said that how they raised you and everything, but you're coming from a middle class family, right? So how they
Yes.
are the family members? How are they coping up with this success, stress, and whole campaign?
So that's a great question. I think my parents and I we grew up pretty rough. But it put all of us in position to where we are now.
No, no, no. Can you tell us when you say that when you grew up pretty rough? Can you just explain it a little bit?
Yeah, so we grew up in Philadelphia, an area of Philadelphia where we didn't have a lot of resources. We had to really work two or three jobs to get where we are at today. I see my mom work two or three jobs. My dad worked two jobs. You know what I mean? So we had to work so hard to get where we are now to really enjoy life and be successful. I guess in our own sense. Well, I don't know what success means. Success means has different definitions to everybody else. But to have, healthy children, to have a healthy a healthy spouse, that's success to me. But to see my family, they are so excited about the movement. They are standing behind my movement. They are encouraging me. They are pushing me forward. And I think what we went through at a younger age put me in position to deal with those naysayers. It gave me tough skin to deal with all the negative things and push forward for something positive. So I mean, I just give kudos to my parents for working so hard and showing me that work ethic to get where I am now to make me a better and stronger person.
Yes, you are a hero for your children and for nation, and I'm sure you are giving new perspective to this feminist movement where we have this in India, we have in Maharashtra, we have this figure who we worship kind of is Jyotirao Phule, who taught his wife, and then she led this movement and she started education for girls in India and in Maharashtra. So I'm sure you are in today's time you are doing something which will take us to next level. I want to end this conversation with a positive note, and knowing about more about you and your hobbies.
Right. So I think the
So
positive.
you're so busy, but what are your hobbies? You said poetry, but
So what are my hobbies? So I do poetry. I think my newfound hobby is doing vlogs with my son. Just finding those restaurants that like these resources. I think it's really been fun for me.
okay.
It calms me down. It's also a bonding moment with my children. I can have time to spend with them and learn their creative sides. If they aren't creative, they aren't creative. But my oldest, he's a creative, he's a content creator, and he's very creative in his mind. So this is my opportunity to
Yes.
teach him, to guide him, but also spending time with him. So I think that's one of my biggest hobbies now is just shooting content with my oldest son.
Wow, that's great.
Yes,
So thank you
ma'am.
very much, Dante. You have come up with Netflix with this snippet, but apart from TED Talk, any plan to come up on any OTT platform with bigger documentary or documentation of your whole project?
So
Because
I
you
think that,
in today's time, digital era, we have this opportunity to document everything what you're doing.
right. So I think the next step and the biggest platform is the TED Talk. I don't know too much after that, but the moment I find out, you will be one of the first to know what's next for us. But I know the biggest thing next is our TED Talk.
Okay, so thank you once again for taking out this time and talking to
Oh,
me.
definitely.
Will yes, and all the best for all your projects, for your book, for your TED Talk.
Well, definitely. I'm so excited to be a part of. I feel like I'm in Mumbai right now. I just want to say hi to all my new Mumbai friends. I appreciate you guys and I love you guys so much.
Yes, thank you very much. And I want you to come with that changing table in Mumbai with Pampers. Please
I
convince
will.
them.
We will.
And
We'll be there soon.
yes, yes. So I'll try to cover it a big way in Mumbai Mirror.
Thank
I'll
you. I
try.
appreciate you so much.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye
Bye.
bye.
येस सगळ्या प्रेक्षकांना पुन्हा एकदा थँक्यू म्हणते. तुम्ही रेग्युलरली लॉकडाऊन गप्पा बघता आणि उद्या आपण नव्या गेस्टसह संध्याकाळी 5 वाजता पुन्हा भेटणार आहोत. तोपर्यंत गुड बाय. थँक्यू. हाय नम्रता. बाय बाय. थँक्यू स्मिता. Govin Vakde, thank you. Kunal Kamra, I'm not sure he will join or not, but I'll try. Thank you very much for the suggestion. I'm just going through the comments. Water, yeah, Vittal Salve. Okay. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Tomorrow we are going to meet a very special guest who is running Alt News project, Pratik Sinha, and he'll talk about how to deal with fake news in today's era, his experience, and with very small team how he's running this project. So till then, goodbye.